There are 7 candidates seeking your vote to fill 2 of the 5 seats on the West Virginia Supreme Court of Appeals that'll be on the election ballot. One for the unexpired 2-year term in Division 1 of Justice Beth Walker, who retired. Another in Division 2 for the unexpired 6-year term of the seat that was held by the late Justice Tim Armstead. Thomas Ewing was appointed by Governor Morrisey to serve until the election in Division 2 following the retirement of Justice Walker. Ewing served as a circuit court judge in Fayette County before being appointed to the High Court last year. And he says that's given voters a look into how he'll continue his work on the bench if reelected.
Sort of my resume or my statement to the voters, I've demonstrated to you how I'll do this job. If that's not good enough, then to be honest with you, I'm fine with that because I am who I am.
Also in Division 2, House of Delegates member serving Ohio County, Bill Flanigan. Now, he's a cancer survivor who believes that he has the experience to be effective for the citizens of the state as a Supreme Court justice.
I know that sometimes there's ambiguities. There's certain legislative intent that needs to be looked at. I think that, having been debating and crafting and amending these laws a few times myself, I'd be able to have a really good idea of how we should apply them and how we should interpret it.
Over in Division 1, Gerald Titus was appointed by the governor to serve until the election following the death of Justice Tim Armstead. With 22 years of experience, Titus has worked in the Violent Crime Division of the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Southern District of the state and as an attorney with Spillman, Thomas & Battle.
I don't decide cases based on politics or social status or where you're from or who you are. It's just based upon the law. And so, I have enjoyed being a nonpartisan candidate.
A veteran attorney and Eastern Panhandle Circuit Court Judge Laura Faircloth, a Division I candidate, she says she's the only registered independent in the race and that fairness and transparency are her guiding lights and she'll never be involved in backroom deals.
That's never going to happen in my courtroom, and it will not happen if I'm a justice on the Supreme Court of Appeals of West Virginia, and I'm not implying that it ever has before. But Charleston is known generically as the capital of backroom deals.
Raleigh County Circuit Court Judge Todd Kirby, former House of Delegates member, says he'll bring a disciplined constitutional approach to the bench. He recused himself from a school vaccine exemption case last year because it was a matter that he voted on as a legislator.
I'm not a conservative judge. I'm a judge who is a conservative. And what I think that means is that I understand that our rights come from God. They do not come from Charleston or from Washington, D.C. And so as it relates to whether or not partisan politics should play any part in a courtroom, absolutely not.
Also from Raleigh County and running in District 1, Kirk Kirkpatrick, a senior status judge with more than 30 years of experience after presiding over the Natalie Cochran murder trial that was broadcast on network cable television. He says his courtroom demeanor and practices are very clear to voters.
Millions of folks saw exactly how I preside over a trial. They saw exactly how I would rule on issues, and they saw the manner in which I imposed the sentence.
Also in Division 1, Martin Red Hat Sheehan. He's a Wheeling attorney with 45 years of experience, former prosecutor, U.S. attorney, Republican candidate for the House of Delegates, and he wants to better manage the caseload in order to help circuit courts in all 55 counties.
You can look at ads on TV, and what you'll see is that everybody running for the Supreme Court says they're people of integrity, people of experience, people of whatever, but nobody's talking about any serious issues about how to fix things at the court.
And that's a look at your candidates for the West Virginia State Supreme Court of Appeals. For Metro News Decision 2026, I'm Mike Nolting.